Hello everyone, welcome to Basically Neda. I'm Neda and I'm doing the Are TBRs Fun or Not tag today. So I was tagged twice last week. So this one is going to go up first. And then I was tagged, so for this one, this Are TBRs Fun or Not tag, I was tagged by Chantel from Chantel's Shelf Life. With link her down below if you want to check her out. She's really nice. I was tagged by her, and she did 2 tags in one. This was one of them, and then I was also tagged by another person. So I have 3 tags that I have to do. So I'm going to do this one first, and then I'm going to do Chantel's other tag next week, and then I'm going to do the next tag that Dutch Greybeard tagged me the week after that. So the next 3 Tuesdays you're going to probably get this Tuesday, and then the next 2 Tuesdays you're probably going to get a tag video. And yeah, so here we go. This tag was made by, let me see who made this tag. The Great Literary Rabbit Hole. The Great Literary Rabbit Hole made this tag, and thank you for making it. Thank you, Chantel, for tagging me. So it's this one is a long one. So here we go. Prompt number 1. How many books are currently or normally on your TBR? Usually I go for 4 to 5 books a month, just because I know that's how many I will read, and that's the amount that I will put on my TBR. Question number 2. How do you choose TBR books? And have you ever gamified your TBR? Example, prompt jar, TBR game, etc. I don't have a TBR jar or a TBR game because I read everything through the Libby app. So whatever comes, it comes. I just say, oh, I like this book, and I like this book, and I like this book, and I want to read this book. But if there's an audiobook and there's no ebook, then I just take the audiobook. And I read a lot of fantasy, so whenever they come, they come. Sometimes I have to wait 4 weeks, and sometimes I have to wait 6 months to a year to get a book. So usually it's not really my choice when I get the books that I want to read. That's why I don't have a TBR jar or a TBR game. I would like to have one, but I don't have enough physical books to do this kind of thing with them. Usually when I buy a book, I read it right away, unless I'm challenged to buy some books, and then I end up putting them and picking them up in my TBR. So no, but maybe later on when I have more books on my shelf that I buy. So that might be another thing that I might do later on. Question number 3. Do you have reading areas of focus to choose books for? If yes, how many? So my genre of reading usually is fantasy, and I try to pick a Canadian author once in a while. Like I try to put one book from a Canadian author in each month. But that doesn't always happen because I might not get that book through the Libby app, or it might not be available in the library. So I try those are my focuses: fantasy books and whatever Canadian book that I'm interested in, and if it comes. So basically that's it. Question number 4, prompt number 4. Does a TBR help you focus? Yes, I think so. It's more of like a footprint of what you want to read, like kind of like a these are what I want to read. If I get to them, I get to them. If I don't get to them, that's fine, because I've changed my TBR before because of the Libby app sending something else to me instead of the one that I thought that was gonna come. So yeah, it's just a list to go by, but it's not written in stone, right? So yeah. Question number 5. Do you suffer from the book noise of a TBR? No. I guess I kind of answered this. I don't stick to the TBR all the time. I pick the books that I want, and I think that the Libby app is going to send me, and I try to pick whatever that I have on my bookshelf, at least 1 or 2 physical ones that I have on my bookshelf, and then I will go with whatever that I think that the Libby app is going to give me. So that sometimes it doesn't happen. So I am kind of flexible with that way. The TBR is just like an outline. It's not really what you end up with at the end all the time. So prompt number 6. Do you give your TBR a time limit? And does a TBR make you stress about reading quick enough? No, I don't give it a time limit. I will pick up a physical book. I might pick up a physical book from the beginning of the month, and then I might end up finishing it at the end of the month, because I'll probably read that one before bed or whenever I have time when I'm at home. And then I will end up listening to audiobooks while I'm doing like meaningless things at work, like putting data in that it's meaningless. It's just, well, to me anyways, it's data that we actually need at work, but I'm just copying and pasting from the worksheet or whatever that I have. So it's not like that I need my brain for it. So yeah, that's basically what I put the audiobooks on when I do it, or when I'm like knitting or crocheting, I put on my audiobooks. So that tends to get my audiobooks done faster than my physical books or my ebook, because the ebooks I read between my breaks, and if I feel like it at the end of the day or something like that. And then physical book I read right before bed, because I don't want to do anything to my eyes, right? So the physical book is better for my eyes, so I keep that next to my bed. So yeah, no, because the order that I tell you about my TBR is not always the order that I finish the book or the order that I pick the book up. So no, I don't feel stressed out that I have a limited time to read a certain thing. Yes, I have a limited time from what the Libby app is giving me, which is usually 21 days, so should be plenty of time. And yeah, even if I go to a library, there's like 3 weeks, like 21 days again. So I should be able to finish everything within that time. It's not like if I pick a book that is going to take me like 2 months to read that book. It's usually doesn't happen unless it's like Stormlight Archives. That is, those are chunkers, and I tend to pick up the audiobooks for those ones. So yeah, yeah, I learned the hard way when the the Way of Kings just fell on top of my face when I was reading it. Yes, I am still talking about that. I was pretty scarred by it. Like, it literally fell on my face while I was reading it. So you try holding on to a 1,000-page book and try to hold on to it, and then when it slips out of your hand, it like smacks you in the face. That was fun. But yeah, no, I don't get stressed out, and I don't put a time limit on which books that I have to read. Prompt number 7. Do you have rebellion syndrome, not wanting to read a book because you put it on your TBR and now feel you have to read it? No, because whatever I put on my TBR, I want to read it. So if I pick it up and I don't really like that book, then I will DNF it. It's not like, oh, I have to read this because I have to. I don't know what people do though. Is it because they have to do a video about them or something like that? I don't know. I will just DNF if I don't like it, or if it's really bad, then I won't read it. In my point of view, anyways. But usually, if it would be a 3-star or 2.5 star, I probably don't mind it, and I will probably have some sort of like curiosity within that book that I want to read. So I probably will finish it, not because I have to, but because I want to. So yeah, that is my answer. I'm not really rebellious towards anything. If I don't really like it, then I won't read it. Prompt number 8. Do you keep books on your TBR until they are read, or swap the TBR around regularly? I'm not sure if this is for like the long list or is this the short list for the monthly. Because the monthly I pick and I end up usually reading it, or if I don't get it from the Libby app, I pick something else. So that's how I would swap it. But if you're talking about the long list, then the long list doesn't really matter as long as you pick it up whenever you pick it up, right? I don't know if people have a long list, but I do. I keep like a Google sheet where, oh, these are the books that I really want to read, and then I put like a huge list of like these fantasy books and these Canadian author books, and like, because I watch all these YouTubers, like other people on YouTube, and then they have all these like ideas and they're talking about the books that they like and they read, and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting and I want to read it. So I put it on that list. And then whenever I want to read something and I don't know what I'm reading, I will look at that list, pick one of them up, put them into the Libby app or something like that, and see if I can get them. And that's how my TBR ends up being my monthly TBR. So yeah, that's like the only way I would swap them would be if the Libby app doesn't give it to me and I end up getting something else from the Libby app. Prompt number 9. Have you ever killed a book by having it on your TBR too long? No. I unless you're like, if it's on the long list, then I will end up reading it. But if it's on the short list, I will try to read it, and if I don't like it, then I will DNF it. I won't just keep it on and on and on. Unless it's like, oh, I picked it up on at the end of a month, and then it lags out to the next month while I'm reading it and finishing it up. So that's the only way that it would stay on my TBR for a bit. But I wouldn't like hold on to something that I want to read for a year, unless it gets like I get sometimes I get multiple books come in from the Libby app, and I end up not finishing one of them because my time is over or something like that, and then I have to wait for that one, for the return of the renewal hold to come back. That's the only way I can see it, but usually I just read them. Prompt number 10. Do you have a tick list for your TBR to tick off books as you read them? I have a Google sheet where I put all my, I have a want to read list in my Google sheet, and then there's another tab for 2020 whatever. Like each year has a tab for itself, and then when I pick up something, like when I pick up a book, I have the name of it, the title of it, so the title, the author, and then when I picked it up, when I finish it, what stars I gave it to, and what genre and the form that I read it. And yeah, that's, I don't really have a tick list. I just have like a Google sheet of what I'm reading and what I want to read. I also do the Goodreads reviews. I don't know what that, like, there's no tick list in there. I don't know. Prompt number 11. What one change do you think would help your TBR be more fun? I was thinking about putting like a series jar in my TBR, or like physical books jar or something like that, but I don't have enough physical books that I haven't read. I have like 5 or 6 that I haven't read, and I'm going to pick them up as I go anyways. But if I get more books, then maybe I will do that. I have started to pick up like the physical books because I have actually found my niche of the fantasy genre. When I started my YouTube channel, I didn't have the idea of it, of what I really, really liked, because I got into high fantasy when it was like around 2020, and that's when I started looking into like more of fantasy, high fantasy, those kind of things. Before, I was just reading like mystery and like romantasy, those kind of things, romance fantasy kind of thing, like that, like YA kind of thing before that. And then 2020 was when I like kind of discovered more of the high fantasy books. I mean, I knew about them, I just didn't pick them up. I think I picked up Sword of Shannara in 2019, and then I started picking up more of those kind of things. I picked up The Witcher because of the Witcher series that came on, like the Netflix series, and then I was like, oh, these are books, so I picked up all of the books, and I like consume them right away. And that's also when I got the Libby app. So what I'm trying to say is now is like it's been almost 5 years where I have gone through the whole high fantasy genre, and I know which part of that I like most. So I will probably buy more books as I go because I know I will like them in a certain way, and I know which authors are my go-to. Then I will actually buy what I want instead of like, just leaning onto the Libby app all the time. I mean, I like the Libby app. It's very good for just getting what you want and taking a sample of what you want sometimes also. And yeah, that's basically why I don't have a jar or a game or that kind of thing. So maybe later on, maybe next year or the year after, I might have some sort of game going on. Okay, so this is the last question number 12. Final conclusion: TBRs are fun or not? So in my way, it is, in my point of view, it is fun. They are kind of an outline of what you want to read, and they kind of like help you navigate your reading, in my point of view. I mean, there are people who are very mood readers this way. Like if I put a TBR list for myself, then I know, oh, okay, I read this one, I have this one, and I have these other ones on the Libby app. I'm going to read this, and I'm going to read that, and I'm going to read that, and I'm going to listen to this. And like it's a bit of a guidance, and yeah, I like that. I'm kind of a planner, so that helps. And the last thing is to tag people. If you want to do this tag, go ahead and do it. Consider yourself tagged. And yeah, I don't really feel like tagging people anymore. It's just so much. And yeah, if you want to do this tag, go ahead and do it. Consider yourself tagged. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.